Hey y'all, happy Sunday. I am coming in to talk more about feminine energy and how it influences our sensual sexual nature and how we are very ignorant to how that is a real thing. When I was young, I recall having so much sexual desire and energy coursing through me every month that it would really make me so emotional that I could hardly hold my feelings. I could hardly hold what was moving through me. And because I didn't have information, when I say information, I mean because we don't do initiations in our country anymore, in the ways that our ancestors, and I'm not talking about our recent ancestors, I'm talking about our ancient ancestors, we would be initiated into wisdom, into practices, into indigenous ways that would help us understand the nature of our sexuality, our sensuality. And now everything is just very perverted. And so as I am watching, and I'm not really watching it, but as I hear about it and, this experience with Sean Combs and Cassie Ventura, I'm so aware of when I was a young woman and how older men would hit on me. And it's more than just hitting on me, right? It was, they would, there was just an attraction there because younger women have a lot of energy. And older men, what I would feel though, which is why I never dated older men, I felt like they knew something about me that I didn't know about myself. I felt that. I felt like if I give this man an opportunity to be really close to me, he's gonna know how to control me in ways that I don't know how to control myself yet. I knew that because I had a father who was a pimp. So I watched how my father manipulated and controlled my mother. And it didn't make sense to me because I could see it so clearly. So whenever I would meet men who I could feel that sort of energy coming from me towards me, they ultimately want to control me, I would flee. I just never did it because I just felt like I'm going to fare better with a younger man. And I remember once this white man was pursuing me at a church that I went to here in Los Angeles. This white man was pursuing me. I was like, nope. He was like a Tai Chi master, which meant that motherfucker knew how to wield energy, because that's what Tai Chi people do. I was like, nah. Just because I didn't feel it, and I don't date. At that point in my life, had stopped dating white people, white men. I'd only had one relationship with a white man before. And after the first time I did it, I was like, yeah, that's not for me. It's just too laborious to create the bridge. It was too much work for me. The bridging was too much for me. I wasn't interested in that. But this man was pursuing me, and I was like, no. And I just rolled myself right around it. And then many months later, he started dating another woman who was black, but she was much younger than me. Maybe I was, at the time, 33, 34, and this woman was like 26 or so. And he was significantly older than me. And when I tell you, they dated for a little while, and this girl was so lit up, she was so full because he was praising her and doing all this stuff. And then he broke up with her, and she lost her fucking mind. I watched this young girl come undone. And I was like, yeah. Like inside of myself, I was like, yeah. Because he was wielding her energy and pulling her power. Older men know something about younger women that younger women don't know about themselves yet. And sometimes it's the relationship with the older man that initiates you into understanding. Once you get out of it, you can see it. Like, oh, he knew what to say to get me to be excited, because you had never experienced that before. You didn't know. So they know where to take you in real time. They know what to say. They know all the things because you've not experienced. It's your first time being with it. So they have the upper hand. And I just was never going to give an older man the upper hand over me. Now, let me tell you, I gave a lot of men who were younger and had far less resources the upper hand. But the thing, because you're going to pay. If you have dues to pay, you're going to pay dues. And I had dues to pay. I had karma to pay, basically. But I chose, for my karma, I didn't want to become physically reliant upon. I never wanted to become addicted to somebody else's money. That has always been the thing for me. Like, I don't want to need somebody else's money. I don't want to become reliant upon your money, because if I do, then I'm stuck. That has always been my thing. So when I'm like, people are like, women are like, how much money does he have? I'm like, I want to make my own money. Because if I'm relying upon your money, when your money goes, then I'm lost. So that's always been my thing. I have always been interested in men who have something they can teach me, whether they know they're teaching it to me or not. That's why I've dated any man or been with any man, because they offer me something that I need for my life that they're going to give me just by the nature of me being in their company. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. Even if I don't have no money, I don't want your money. Your money ain't good money. But your perspective, your mastery, your wisdom, that's what I want. Give me that. Because you can't take that away from me. Once I learn how you function and what you really, how you move through the world that benefits you, once I learn that, it's mine. So you can have your money. Because it's not worth it. And that's why as women, we find ourselves in situations, it's like, of course I'm not in that experience with Cassie and Sean, but I looked at their natal charts, and there's some opportunistic stuff that goes on, but it's subconscious, right? It's literally like, oh, he can take me to things I can't afford for myself. He can give me things I can't give to myself. And in my world, if a man can give you things that are material that you can't give to yourself, you don't need those things. Get from a man something that is immaterial. Get the things that are immaterial, because those are the things that are really valuable. The money is not really valuable, y'all. You can make money on your own. That's the thing. Money is so fucking easy to come by. What's hard to come by is peace of mind, true intelligence, true creative power, the capacity to really be able to navigate the world on your own terms. Those are the things that are hard to come by, that you cannot buy with money. Money can be an addendum to that stuff. But if you don't know how to wield your own energy and move through the world and be who you're here to be without physical money, if you don't know how to do it without money, then you can't do it with money, because money is really not real. It's not real, and it never pays off. And that's why when you get into a situation with a man where you are giving him your body for his money, whether you call it marriage, boyfriend and girlfriend, you know in your mind what you're doing there. You know why you're there with that man. You know. You might not say it out loud. You guys might call it love and, oh my gosh, he makes me feel so da-da-da. But beneath that, after the orgasm is over with, after you done sucked and fucked and all that kind of shit, and you're just there, you know why you're there. And if it's for money, it won't last. It's not sustainable because you're trading your energy for something that is not real. Money is a made-up construct that we have agreed upon to honor as this thing that has, so much value or not. But it's not really real because, like we're seeing, with this thing with these tariffs with China, and now the people who make the bags that cost $30,000 are selling the same bag without the name on it for $150 because this shit is all made up. This physical world is an illusion. So you can't negotiate. You don't want to negotiate your value for things that are so transient. It just doesn't work. It's just not a real thing. And so that's why we see these situations with women who are negotiating without truly having an understanding of what they're up to, who are negotiating just for money and just for things. When the purse that you get is out of style 2 years later or 6 months later, then that thing that you got that was so valuable doesn't have any value anymore, and you've laid your body down for it. So you begin to eat away at who you are. So just become mindful of, ladies, women, especially if you're young, especially if you consider yourself young. If you consider yourself, do your best to stay free, whatever that means for you. But do your best to stay free. Don't negotiate your freedom for things. Don't do that. It is the worst mistake you'll ever make. Stay free. Don't negotiate your freedom for money. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's always going to be something that soon will be like, I'm stuck. Why did I do this? Men, don't use men for money. Relate to men for something more valuable than money. Like, get clear about it. There's a man in your life and you are interested in him. Make sure you like him or you're engaging with him for something that is more valuable than money. He might pay for things, and he might, but know that whatever he's paying for, know that you can pay it yourself. Know that you can pay it yourself. You don't need him to pay for things. So you don't get a man because you need them to pay for things. You get a man and be in a relationship with one or several because you want to learn from them the thing that they have that is mastery in this world. Whatever it is. And if they don't have any mastery that is beyond just having money, did he make his money in a way that required him to grow up, to mature, that gave him wisdom? Did he make his money in a way, did he build a business? Like, that's important. Like, I'm not with this man because he has a lot of money. I'm with this man because he knows how to build a business. And I want to learn how to build a business. That's something that if the relationship ends or when the relationship ends, because all relationships end, just so you guys understand that too. All relationships end. They all do. Generally. Whether they end, like, it's over, or whether somebody died, they all fucking end, right? So you want to make sure that you're in the relationship for something that is truly valuable to you, that isn't love and romantic, and you want it to be something that's serving you practically. That isn't just about money, because money is nothing. And what I also see, unless you just have to make sure you're using your energy. You need to be using your energy in a way that really is of service to you. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So however you do that, just make sure that it's always about you and being of service to you and being of service to what you're really up to and who you truly are. It's never about them. It's never about them. They are serving you. They are here to serve. And when we know that, then we actually do better. And I'm basing this all on biology, right? If you go look up the story of the creation of life at the very beginning, when there is the egg in the cervix, and if you have sex and the semen gets in there, all those millions of semen rush to that egg, and that egg has a hard protein around it that does not allow any of those semen to get in. The egg, the feminine, the woman, the egg in her body actually chooses which sperm gets in through an experiment of, just this biological thing that goes on. She chooses, she literally softens. There are millions of little sperm at the crux of creation, and she can determine that one out of millions, that one, and she will soften in the place that one is at and sends out tentacles and brings that one into her. She chooses it. It's her choice. It's her creation. And that is the thing that women must know, that we are the point of creation. We are the point of choice, not men. Not men. So whatever is happening in our lives, through understanding the cosmology and the astrology and the spirituality of this, women are always at choice, even if it looks like they're not. This choice might be subconscious, it might be unconscious, but it's always the woman. Always, always, always. She might be running on ancestral codes, she might be running on deep karmic trauma and patterns, but her patterns are the creative patterns for what she's experiencing, not his. Her patterns invite him in. Her patterns are the ones that say, I want to create this pattern some more. It's her. Whether she thinks it, knows it or not, it's her. And this is not a conversation of blame. This is about intelligence and divine order. This is about not being fucking ignorant and stupid. Like, we just are so stupid as Westerners. We don't know shit because it's the dark ages. I do understand that. I'm venting because it's so frustrating that we can be so ignorant to how things work. Like, literally, it's like, wow. But the woman, the feminine, is always the creator. So if a man is knocking the shit out of you and kicking your ass, you got to ask yourself, why do I hate myself so much that I would attract this motherfucker in here kicking my ass? What is it that I got going on inside of me that I would generate this kind of experience? I must really fucking hate myself. And this is a big girl's panties conversation. This is a big girl's panty conversation. It's always the woman. Always. And until we can be mature and understand that we live in a law of cause and effect and reciprocity, and stop being like these ignorant ass white systems that are blaming and competing, that's not our shit. I see we're in it, like we're participating in our shit and their shit because we're asleep, but that's not our shit. We live under cosmic law. And cosmic law is not this tit for tat. It's literally understanding the rules of engagement. And the rules of engagement are the feminine chooses everything. It's not our shit. The feminine is the creator of everything. The feminine, as above is the feminine, so below is the masculine. And so the men are always following the feminine. It's hard to to wrap your head around because you're like, huh? But your subconscious, unconscious, unaware, subliminal thoughts are generating your experience. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's how it is. So, yeah, I just want to talk about it because I want us to stop being so stupid. I mean, I feel ridiculous saying it that way, but I really want us to stop being so stupid. Like, we're stupid. I mean, and it's because of the dark ages. Like, this is the nature of the dark ages, that humans are their most ignorant right now. All of us, including me, all of us, we're just fucking ignorant. We just don't know shit. And the shit is like right in front of our faces sometimes, so clear. And we act like we don't see it because we are living in this world of illusions and lies. And so it's hard to know what to believe. I get it. But if you want to get free, get off this terror wheel, go inside of yourself and ask some questions, and ask, like, what's really real and what's true, and how can I know? Because for women to continue to be this asleep, like literally asleep at the wheel of reality, because women create reality and we are asleep at the wheel, just like it's profound to me, and not even understanding how our power works. And I feel remiss as someone who is really stepping into eldership. Like, what is my job? Like, how can I get more information out? How do we create more systems and lines of truth? Like, how to do it? How to do this? Because people are failing at being themselves. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye.